Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about the Osmo Pocket again. This time though, we're talking about the lapses. Motion, time, and hyper. Let's get into this one because it's a good one. We're going to be dealing with time-lapse, motion-lapse, and hyperlapse. We're going to start with time-lapse first, and what I've done is for each of these, I've got the screen recorded to show you how to set it up, and then I've got an actual clip of that movement so you can check it out. So let's get into a time-lapse right now. See on the bottom, we have all the different controls between photo, video, whatever we want. So we're going to slide this along to time-lapse, and you can see a little menu pops up at the top center of the screen, and that is our controls. So if we click that, it'll bring up our intervals on the left, and we can go from 2 seconds all the way up to 60 seconds. So typically I'm going to come down, say about 3 seconds. There, I'm at the 3 second mark, and I can set the duration from an infinity basically up to, I think, 5 hours on here. Now I typically will set for about 30 minutes for when I'm doing this for YouTube. That is all there is to doing a time lapse. Make sure your camera is on the tripod, and once you've got that done, you just simply hit your record button, and now we're recording a time lapse with a picture being taken every 3 seconds for 30 minutes. And you can see around the record button that little ring, and that tells you when it's taken the photo. All right, that's it for the time lapse in the app. That time lapse is really cool. Now, a motion lapse is basically a time lapse, but it moves. So you can set various points for the motion. So you can start it here and finish it here in whatever time length you want. Now, you can do it directly on the Osmo Pocket, and if you do that though, you can only set a start point and an end point. If you do it with your cell phone attached, you have multiple points. So you could do one here, one up here, one over here. So you could create a different view pattern for motion than you can on the Osmo Pocket. Just be aware of that. You're limited to just a couple on here, but through the cell phone, you can create more points. So let's get a look at the screen in the app so you can see what I'm talking about, doing it on the cell phone, and then I'm going to run a little motion lapse for you. All right, we're in the app, and if you look on the right-hand side, that's how you've got all your different settings. We're going to move along to time lapse, which will give you the pop-up in the top, which gives you your interval, duration, and your paths. Now the interval, I basically set for 3 seconds on this, and then the duration, I tend to set for 30 minutes. It gives me about 20-second video clip when we're all said and done. Then you click path, and you get a little pop-up with the blue box with the plus mark. Physically move the gimbal head, and then hit the plus, and that's your first point added. Manually move the gimbal head again to where you want the video to end, or it may be your second point, and hit the plus. Once you've done that, you then simply hit record, and the head will move back and start recording your video. That motion lapse is really cool. I love the way it just kind of pans across there. So what we're going to be talking now though is with the Osmo Pocket HyperLapse. The Osmo Pocket has the capability of HyperLapse built in, but I find it's kind of choppy. You can get a lot better result if you simply put it in video mode and then with your cell phone attached, track an item and then simply walk to that item. So you're creating a video and then you speed it up in post. 500, 600, 800, 1000%, whatever you want for the effect that you're going for. That'll give you a rough idea of where to start for the speeding up process. As I say, it's a little choppy coming out of here. It's better just to do it with it. Because to me, the hyperlapse, it's like a motion lapse and a time lapse all thrown in together, and you're the one that's doing the moving. It's really cool. I really like the hyperlapses. You can have a lot of fun with it, and it'll even swing around and backtrack on the item, which is really neat. So let's have a look at the app, and then I'll run a hyperlapse right after for you. We're in the app now, and you see again on the right hand side all your different settings, and you see hyperlapse is there, but we're going to set it into video. Once you've set it into video, you then touch on the screen and create a box around the item that you want to track. It'll turn green and you have a green box. There you go. Once you've done that, hit record and then slowly, carefully walk towards your subject. That was a hyperlapse. That was a very cool effect. I love playing with the Osmo Pocket. And you just saw the lapses. Time lapse, motion lapse, hyperlapse. This little thing does it all, and it does it well. Now, the one thing I will tell you about though, when you're doing the track an item, you've got to be careful. If anything gets in your view as you're walking, it'll probably lose the track and it won't re-grab that item again. I did have that issue a couple of times, and if you're trying to get something very small in the background, it'll tell you as you're trying to track it that the item's too small. So it's got to be bigger in the screen, so you're going to have to get closer to it. I was trying to get back more on that church steeple, but it wouldn't because it was too far away and too small of an item to track. So I ended up going for that bigger building and I was fine. But if you get trees or anything blocking, you're going to lose it. So just be aware of that when you're going to do that. But other than that, fantastic, a lot of fun. Now I will put up right here so you can look at it. That is kind of a quick guide to intervals for when you're going to do some of these time lapses and all that, to what to set at. It gives you a ballpark to start at versus trying to figure it out top of your head. So there's a handy little guide for you, and yeah, it works out quite well. But yeah, again, the Osmo Pocket, fantastic little camera. Still loving this. It's always with me. Couldn't ask for more. All right, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're aware when I post new videos. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. So until the next time.